another episode of This Is How It All Started in Zambia with your host Proxy. My guest today is a well-vexed and gifted motivational speaker, author, entrepreneur, and CEO of Seddrive School of Driving. Good morning, Mr. Mukizi, and welcome to the CEO interview platform.
Good morning, and good morning, viewers, and thank you so much for having me.
Sure. You've been running this company for quite some time, which is on the market, and everybody, almost some of the viewers have visited your company. Tell us, how did Seddrive School of Driving start in the first place?
Well, Seddrive School of Driving, it all started in 2012, but by then it was not running as Seddrive School of Driving. It was running under the name Seddrive Driving School. Yeah, because when we began, we didn't have the name of our own. So the name that we were using, it was a name that belonged to somebody else. It was actually more like a subsidiary of a many organization, many business. So that's how it all started anyway in 2012. So we've been in operation since 2012 until now. So later on, I think around 2015, that's how we were able to. That's how we were able to change the name to Seddrive School of Driving.
Now,
Yes.
from being a software, now on its own, standing on its own.
Yes.
Okay. So, how did you get this concept and idea of starting a driving school? I mean, of all the business, what inspired you to start a driving school?
Well, I was working for a driving school at some point.
Yeah.
Yes, I was working for a driving school. I started as one of those guys that just distribute flyers. Yes. So from there, yeah. So from there, I developed some interest, and the interest grew day by day. I was so motivated with the whole business in general, how it was growing, and also taking into consideration the interest that I have for education, teaching people, and all that. So I developed that interest. I got to study more about it. I got to ask questions and all that. Then finally in 2013, we registered it as a Seddrive. Yes, so it was registered as Seddrive Driving School. Yes, that's how it all started. Otherwise, yes, I worked for a driving school.
Well, you've mentioned that viewers you've heard from the CEO. He said he started out by giving out flyers. Most of you have met people, along Cairo Road, giving out flyers for driving school. That's how he started, and now he's running a company which is growing day by day. They usually have classes every month and stuff. Now, tell us, how many employees do you have now currently?
The,
Of course, looking at the nature of your business, it's not something that you have a lot of employees. How many employees do you have? Just estimation.
well, for now we've got about 3 employees.
That's interesting.
In
Three
terms
already.
of
That's
yeah,
interesting.
in terms of the instructors, those that are just to be able to teach.
Okay. So there's also other people in the office, the receptionist. Okay.
Yes.
That's interesting. Well, you also told us that you're an author. What books have you written so far?
Well, I've written 2 books so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I've written the first book that I wrote is it's called Magnets for Success.
Magnets for Success.
Magnets for Success. It's a book that was published in 2019.
2019.
Yes, and then after that, I've also authored another book called How to Pass Your Driving Test. Yeah, which is specifically for those that are doing driving, and we usually distribute that book for free to our
So now,
students.
you are telling me to say you are running a driving school,
Yeah.
and then you author the book in terms of say what do you call it?
How to pass your driving
How
test.
to pass, gentlemen. When you what you are saying right now is when somebody comes to your school, you give them a book or they have to buy a book.
That
Or
book,
this book is just for students or it's available in the market for anyone.
this book, for now, it's just for our students.
Okay.
Yeah, so for those, every new student that we enroll,
Mm.
when they come to our school, we give them a free copy of that book.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so because I'm sure there are others, of course, they are not, maybe they wouldn't train with you, but they'll be interested to know how they pass their driving. How do you advise? Where can they have access, or when would it be on the public for them to have an idea?
Well, the book will be made available to the public soon because there are just a few modalities that we just want to change here and there so that we can make it available to everyone. You may not be necessarily have to get a hard copy, but we are trying to work on a system whereby if somebody can just go online and just be able to download it.
Okay.
We just want to make the process to be as simple as possible so that the majority, the public, can be able to access it without any problems.
Okay, cool. So that also means with the other book that you did say Success,
Magnets for Success.
Magnets for Success,
Yes.
it will also be available soon.
It will be available online. Actually, there's somebody that is actually working on it.
Okay.
Just to try to make it available online so people will be able to go on Amazon and just be able to download it from there or purchase it from there. That one is not free.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Of
Of course, I mean, you took time, a lot of hard work for you to write the book.
Yeah.
But then tell us, what challenges are you meeting as you run along the business? Because others think just, when you start a company, it's just, being silver plate and stuff. Are there any challenges that you find in it?
Definitely, challenges are there. I must say, challenges started since inception.
Okay.
Yeah, just from the beginning itself. If you look at the way I started this driving school, you see, a lot of people would think to say, if you want to start a company, people nowadays want to start big.
Yeah.
They'll think, you need to have a lot of money. It will shock you to learn that I started this driving school with a capital of 400 kwacha.
You don't say.
I'm
And now
telling
it's
you.
a company, limited company.
400 kwacha. That's how I started this
Ah.
business. And somebody will think to say, is it possible to run a driving school, to start a driving school with 400 kwacha? But you see, where you have a vision,
Yeah.
you find that these other things will be able to fall in place. Like I said, the office that we started with when we first began, I didn't have any employee. I was just alone.
Okay.
The capital of 400 kwacha.
400 kwacha.
Yeah, so what I did was I approached a certain man. Yeah, I approached a certain man and he had a very big office. So I told him, look, I have this idea, this is what I want to start doing. And then I don't have a place.
Yeah.
I didn't have any car.
I tell you.
And he said, wow, it's a good idea. So he gave me some place in his office,
Okay.
gave me a table, gave me 2 chairs.
Yeah.
And then from the 400 kwacha that I had to make some flyers. So I would move from the office,
Yeah.
go downstairs, distribute flyers.
Interesting.
If somebody wants to find out, take them up to the office,
Yeah.
explain to them, and know that. I remember my first client paid the 200 kwacha.
Okay.
First
Out
payment.
of how much? It was supposed to be how much?
That time we were charging, I think it was 400 kwacha.
400, then it
Yes.
started at 200.
Yes.
And you couldn't refuse. That's
I
what
couldn't
it was.
refuse. I
Oh,
just said,
okay.
well, this is the beginning. So challenges are there. Even right now, we've got challenges that are happening. We've got challenges that we face, but all in all, we are pushing and we are making progress little by little.
Oh, okay. Viewers, you've heard it for yourself. For now, we'll just go on a short break, and still to come, let's find out indeed how he managed to make that 400 become a big company as this. Let's see you on the other side.
Your password to getting a license is Seddrive School of Driving. At Seddrive, lessons are conducted on both manual and automatic transmissions. We also have a flexible timetable, which includes weekend lessons for the working class, friendly instructors, and a conducive learning environment. We are situated at Kulima Tower Building, 3rd floor, room 302, Katunjila Road, Lusaka. You can also find us at our training circuit in Kamwala, along the Ring Road, opposite Choma Monze bus station, near Misisi. For more information or to enroll, call 0978 973 027. Seddrive School of Driving, training for
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you for staying tuned. So we wanted to find out with Mr. John on how he managed to make that 400. We want to find out exactly. He didn't have a car by then when he started this company. But how did he manage when he received his first client? Who paid the 200? How did he manage? Did he have another company where he took his students? Was there another company they entered into an agreement? So let's find out. Mr. John, tell us exactly how did you manage? Like you said, how did you advertise your business and how did you make the 400 work out for that client you had first?
Okay, so when you are starting something,
Yeah.
and then you don't have the capital, you don't have the finances that you need. Usually, it's a big challenge. Yeah. So from the 400 that I had to sit down and think, what is it that I wanted to do? So when I came up with that idea of starting up a driving school, I didn't look at what I did not have. I did not focus on what I did not have. I didn't have a car, I didn't have an office, I didn't have what, I did not look at that.
Okay.
What I just focused on was the vision,
Yeah.
was the goal that I had to say, this is what I want to do,
Okay.
this is what I want to achieve. And so when I started that, when I got the office, as I explained earlier, somebody gave me an office, somebody gave me a place. So that 400 kwacha.
Of course, just for the sake of viewers, that office was a shared office.
It was a shared office,
Ah,
of course.
okay.
Yeah, it was a shared office. So when we started, I was alone actually,
Oh, okay.
and made some flyers.
Yeah.
And the other money, I bought a few stuff to use in the office, like papers, just a few office things to use. And that's how I started. So I would move from the office, go down, distribute flyers to people that are just passing by. So the first client I got paid a 200 kwacha, and I really got into pressure.
Okay.
I really got into pressure.
You know, what
Because-
next?
Yeah, what next? Because I have this first
I
client.
tell you.
So, like the first week when she was doing the lessons, she was just doing theory lessons.
Ah, okay.
So now, when the theory lessons were over, she
Yeah.
needs to start the practical lessons.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't have a car.
I tell
So, what was the way forward? What do I do? I got stuck. So I said, okay, fine. I'm going to hire a vehicle.
you. Okay.
Yeah, so I spoke to someone whom I knew through my friend
Okay.
and made arrangements. Saying, listen,
That was a driving school.
that was no. He was a taxi driver.
Ah, wow.
He was a taxi driver.
Oh, okay.
So I made arrangements with him. I told him I need to use your vehicle. So fortunately enough, he was working night shift.
Oh, okay.
So I told him to say, look, I want to be using your car during the day. Since during the day you're just sleeping and your car is parked. And then since you work in the night, so in the night you can use it. But during the day I want to be using it. So I'm going to be paying you 500 kwacha
Okay.
for a week,
For a week. Ah,
just to use your car.
okay.
And by the time I was making those arrangements, I think I had about 2 clients now. So that's how we got into that arrangement. I started hiring a vehicle.
Ah, okay.
I didn't have any vehicle. So we worked a bit, and then along the way, we started having another challenge.
Okay.
Because the vehicle that I was using by then was an automatic vehicle.
Ah, okay.
And I had students that wanted to do manual lessons.
Manual transmission.
So that also became a challenge.
Wow.
And
That made you to say, I need 2 vehicles.
I need 2 vehicles now. But already I had the pressure because I was already hiring.
I tell you.
So I also had to find alternatives and ways on how to source for another vehicle.
Ah, okay.
If I went into an arrangement of hiring a second vehicle, I wouldn't have managed.
Yeah.
So I had to make a deal
Okay.
with somebody who had a driving school.
Ah,
Him, he had a manual, he didn't have an automatic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we had to like merge.
Merge,
Yeah, it was more
okay.
like a major. So
And
me, I-
then, of course, students wouldn't know that.
they wouldn't know anything.
Ah.
They wouldn't know anything. Yes. So he provided the manual, I provided the automatic.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but later along the way, the guy I was hiring the vehicle from decided to pull out from the deal
Ah, wow.
And-
Before the students finish their...
before the students finished their
Wow.
lessons. I think we had worked with him, I think for a month or so,
Wow.
and then he just said, "My boss has discovered that
I give the vehicle.
I am hiring the vehicle somewhere
Wow.
else, so I'm pulling out."
Wow.
And such things are some of the things that are not expected sometimes in business.
yeah.
And it was a big drop,
I tell you,
drawback. Yeah,
I
but I
tell
think we pushed. It was challenge after another challenge, challenge after another challenge, and we managed to at least be able to achieve something. Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, now we want to find out now where, of course, you said you had a shared office. Now, obviously, for it, because now it's a big company, I've heard of it. Now, obviously, you should have your own office by now. Where is it located? Can you tell us where now you guys are located now?
So our office now is located at Kulima Tower Building,
Ah, okay.
which is on the 3rd floor,
Okay.
room 302. But let me tell you something interesting.
Uh-huh.
When we started operating,
Okay.
like I said, we were operating as a Seddrive driving school.
Okay.
Yes, it was under Seddrive Business College.
Ah.
By then, Mr. Mwale, that man really helped us. He was this. I think he was the director for that college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now we started having problems because the office was his, and we started having challenges with his workers.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes they would open the office late,
Oh,
and they would want to close the office early when we are still working.
And then you'd have students that would
I
come
would,
after
yes,
work.
yes, I would have
Okay.
students that would want to come for lessons after work.
Okay.
So it became quite a challenge. So we had to find an alternative. We had to find a way in which we would be able to be independent on our own. So we managed to locate an office at Springbok House, just along Chachacha Road. So then, but we are still carrying the name Seddrive Driving School. So after we operated for a few months, the owner of the name came and said, I think you don't need to use this name anymore.
Wow.
And it was a challenge as well.
It is a very big
So thinking of ideas now, how do we find another name?
Yeah.
Because at that time people had already gotten used to Seddrive Driving School. So now I had to think, to sit down and think, to say, okay, how do I come up with a name that will, people will not get lost?
will not
Something
be
that will
confused.
be similar to what they already know.
Okay.
So from Seddrive, that's how I had to remove TER
Okay.
and then add drive.
Oh.
So that's how it became Seddrive.
So
Everybody that looked at Seddrive, they would automatically connect to say, it's the same company. And that's how Seddrive was born.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so unique. Now I'm sure our viewers are wondering to say, now that the company is standing now, it's on. But then, do you as a business owner, do you have responsibility in the company, or you just relax, say, okay, now the company's running, or you still as a working director?
Well, even the biggest CEOs, the biggest directors, if you talk about Aliko Dangote, the Bill Gates of this world, those guys are still work. Actually, the directors, the CEOs, those are the most hardworking people in an organization. They are the first person in most cases to reach the office, and they are the last people to leave the office.
That's true.
So a lot of people have got this misconception to say, no, when you are a director, when you are the CEO, you just sit down, fold your arms and legs, and just inspect and supervise people. That's not how it works. Actually, I do teach sometimes. I do instruct students. I do teach theories. Okay, it doesn't mean that when I'm the director, I just have to sit and people do the work for me. I'm directly involved in the work. Like I said, sometimes I am the most earliest to reach. Sometimes I go open the office and I'll leave late, maybe past 7. That's when I'll leave the office, just to make sure that everything is in place. Plan for the next day, what is going to happen, and all that. Just make sure that everything is just working on well.
That's interesting. Well, viewers, there you have it. The CEO doesn't have to stop work. Of course, even if the company, has, made its name, the CEO has to continue working. Let's see on the other side, as he explained exactly what is going on now currently is due to COVID. We have COVID. How is the company, managing to run? Let's see you on the other side. Stay tuned.
Your password to getting a license is Seddrive School of Driving. At Seddrive, lessons are conducted on both manual and automatic transmissions. We also have a flexible timetable, which includes weekend lessons for the working class, friendly instructors, and a conducive learning environment. We are situated at Kulima Tower Building, 3rd floor, room 302, Katunjila Road, Lusaka. You can also find us at our training circuit in Kamwala, along the Ring Road, opposite Choma Monze bus station near Misisi. For more information or to enroll, call 0978 973 027. Seddrive School of Driving, training for excellence.
Welcome back, viewers, as we are discussing with Mr. John, the CEO of Seddrive School of Driving. Now, we wanted to find out, with this current pandemic, how is he, he's a young entrepreneur, and how is he managing, in order for the company to still stand due to this COVID. Now, tell us exactly how is it affecting you with this pandemic that we are in now?
I must be able to make mention that ever since the pandemic started, last year, 2020, we've had challenges. We've had challenges. In terms of enrollments have gone down, because Seddrive School of Driving, it's a school, just like any other school. So you find that you must also be able to adhere to the health regulations and guidelines that have been put in place. But all in all, just like any other industry, just like any other business sector, we've also been affected. Yeah, we've also been affected. But I think we are trying by all means to be able to deliver the best service that we can be able to deliver to our clients and to our students.
Right.
Yeah, we are doing the best that we can, and of course just making sure that we put in the health measures that have been prescribed by the health authorities.
Right.
Sure.
Well, I'm sure viewers are wondering to say, okay, is the CEO still, taking students to other people who have vehicles, or is he still hiring vehicles? Tell us, where is Seddrive standing in terms of, having equipment for the students?
Well,
Yeah.
well, as of now,
Uh-huh.
we are very independent.
Oh, okay.
We are very independent. The issue of hiring vehicles and it's a long gone story.
Is it?
Yeah. In 2014,
Uh-huh.
in 2014, I bought the first car.
Okay.
I bought the first vehicle.
That's after it's been running for how many years?
It ran, I think, for a year plus.
For a year plus?
For a year plus.
So it took you a year to get your
Yes,
own.
it took me a year plus to get my first car.
Okay.
Because it was becoming frustrating.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you want to use the car and this other guy doesn't have students,
Yeah.
and maybe he has gone with the car somewhere else,
Oh,
and
yes.
you've got students that are waiting.
Yeah.
So it became frustrating. So I said, no, just have to work and make sure that we get our own training equipment.
Yeah.
So we bought the first car in 2014. But I can tell you that vehicle was demon possessed.
Oh, okay.
It broke more than it drove.
You don't say. Wow.
It was,
wow.
something. There was just that excitement. Say, I'm buying a car.
Yeah.
I'm buying my first car. So we bought
You
this
just
car.
got whatever you could find.
Yes, whatever that I could find.
As long
I
as
just
it's a
got.
good
As long as it's a car. And I just got.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it gave us a hard time. It gave us a hard time because we had to. Almost every time we are fixing it. Almost every do an engine overhaul, you do this.
Wow.
It was not working. And then, after some time, we went until, we managed to buy another vehicle.
Okay.
And another vehicle.
I'm sure by then you started now buying quality.
Yeah, because now I had learned the lesson. I had learned the
The
lesson.
hard way, of course.
Of course. So such things are there in business.
Yeah,
Such
okay.
things are there in business.
Whether
see.
you learn through experience.
Yes.
After falling down, you say, okay, next time I want to repeat it.
Exactly. You learn through experience. Sometimes some of the decisions that we make may not be the right decisions.
Yeah.
But just because it's not the right decision, it will be able to, it does not mean that it should stop you from moving forward or from making progress.
Yeah.
You make progress because you learn from that experience.
Right.
So that next time you'll be able to do better.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we are saying now is if you can tell us exactly what can people out there look up to, when starting a business, what should they put in place? Do they need to wait until they have thousands of money for capital, or what do they need to start with whatever they have, or use their skill to to make some, maybe be a capital or something? I don't know. How would you advise the people out there?
Well, let me start with this. When my wife was starting a business, my wife is running a very successful hair salon in town.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but before she started that business, she was working somewhere else. So I could see the skill that she had. I could see the knowledge that she has about all this hairstyle thing, this thing women do. And I told her to say, you know what? Instead of you working, because by that time she was getting paid 400 kwacha per month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I told her to say, if you were to start your own business, I think you can make a lot of money. You can be at least making something.
Yeah.
She was very afraid. She said, no, how do I start a business? I don't have money, I don't have capital, I need this, I need this, and this. I said,
usually a lot of viewers, they're afraid of starting.
That's
they might have, the vision and the age, but they're afraid of starting. So I think that story would be needed.
Yeah, so she thought she needed a lot of things. She needed a lot of big capital to start. I told her to say, you don't need a lot of money.
Yeah.
You don't need a lot of money. The greatest capital that you need as an entrepreneur, as a business person, is your skill.
Yeah.
Is your knowledge of that particular business that you want to do.
Oh, okay.
There are a lot of businesses that have started, that literally started from the shallows, from the backyard of somebody's house, from the sitting room of somebody's house.
That's true.
Yes, and we've seen people that started businesses like, let's say about poultry, keeping chickens. They just started from the backyard.
Yeah.
They started with 5 chickens.
5 chickens, 10 to 50, 50, 10 to 500. And now there are thousands of chickens and they're able to supply to these big enterprises.
Yeah.
But you see, sometimes a lot of people would sit down to say, no, because I don't have the capital. I have this idea. I have this business idea, but I don't have the capital. The capital that you need the most is the idea.
Yeah.
Money is not the only capital.
True.
Money supplements on the idea that you already have.
Yeah, sure. Okay, well explained there. So I don't know what message can you give to the viewers out there. In order for us to find out, what we need to do for us to start our business, let's go for a short break and see you on the other side.
Your password to getting a license is Seddrive School of Driving. At Seddrive, lessons are conducted on both manual and automatic transmissions. We also have a flexible timetable, which includes weekend lessons for the working class, friendly instructors, and a conducive learning environment. We are situated at Kulima Tower Building, 3rd floor, room 302, Katunjila Road, Lusaka. You can also find us at our training circuit in Kamwala, along the Ring Road, opposite Choma Monze bus station near Misisi. For more information or to enroll, call 0978 973 027. Seddrive School of Driving, training for excellence.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. We left on a note. Would like to get an advice on what we can do in order to start our own business. What can help us, have that courage, to start our own business. So let's find out from Mr. John exactly what can help us to start our own business. Mr. John, tell us what can motivate us. What motivation do we need? What things do we need to do every morning when we wake up that would help us reach our goal or starting our own company?
Well, first things first. Starting up a business is not something that is easy. Yeah, it's not something that is easy. When you plan for your business, you know exactly what you need to do. The first thing that you need is, first of all, to have an idea. What is it that you want to do? Because you find that people, as you just said, so I want to go into business. I want to start a business. You ask the person, what business do you want to start? And they don't know. Okay. So first of all, it's for somebody to have an idea. Okay. When you have the idea, then look for cheaper means or look for easy ways on how you can start it. For instance, if I want to start a business of confectionery making, let's say I want to start making cakes, start baking, scones and all that, I need to look for maybe things that people don't use anymore. For example, I'll find some trays. Yeah. Okay, I'll ask for some trays. If you have some trays, you don't use them, I can come and borrow. Say, okay, borrow me this. I start from there. Yeah. Then, as I go on, I begin to develop on that business. People should not wait to have a lot of money in order for them to start a business. They should not wait for the right environment in order for them to start a business. You can start small. Okay, yeah. As the saying goes, as the Bible advises, say you should not despise small beginnings. A lot of people don't want to start small; they want to start big. If you are climbing a tree, you don't start climbing a tree from the leaves, from the top. You start from the bottom, and then you go up.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. So I've noticed you've just brought us one of your books that you've written. Can you kindly show us the cover page? Maybe show the viewers what it looks like, what they should expect when it's out.
Definitely. This book, this is how to pass your driving test. So this book was basically written for our students.
Okay.
Yeah, for our students. But like I said, we are just trying to make a few modalities here and there so that we can make it available to the general public, so that whoever wants to be able to download or have access to the information in this book, they can be able to access it. I can tell you this book is very powerful.
Okay.
Because what I have tabulated in this book basically are practical principles that can be able to assist you. People have got different conceptions about the driving test. Others will say, no, when you go for the test, the examiners will make you feel deliberately. Others say, no, when you go for the test, this is what happens and all that. So people have got different ideas. So what I have done in this one, I have literally brought out the mind of an examiner. Okay. How do you convince the examiner? How do you persuade the examiner to make you pass? Not necessarily bribing, no, but doing the right thing.
So that is what I have talked about in this book. So this book is very powerful. All the students that we have, or all the students that we've had that have had access to this book, they have never failed their practical tests, and they have managed to pass their driving tests.
Well, we are looking forward to it as it is published, and I'm sure most of the viewers that have not done their driving yet, they look forward to have the copy. And maybe even come to your school, because now others have access to that book.
Yes, definitely. I must also make mention to say, if you want a copy of this, the best that you can do is come to Seddrive School of Driving. You'll be able to get a free copy of this.
I think that's
not pay anything. Anything.
Oh, it's free when they come to your school.
When they come for a school, when they come to enroll, they get a free copy of this book.
Okay, that's amazing. So viewers, a recap of what we've talked to the CEO, entrepreneur, and author of the book. Like he's shown you, well, how he started with the humble beginning. Of course, he started with nothing, in just a 400 kwacha capital, which he used as to advertise his business. And another thing is that you need vision. You need to have a vision. It should be in you for you to start a company. Thank you for coming from this platform, Mr. Mikizi.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Indeed, this has been a very informative platform. We've learned a few things, and we've talked about a lot of stuff, how to start our own company. Indeed, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at This Is How It All Started in Zambia with your host Proxy. Make sure you hit the notification icon so that you get notified each time we post a video. See you next time.